My name is Skylar Seychell. I'm from Oakland, California, and I've been in this industry for over 5 years now. And I'm so grateful because I actually made another $900 withdrawal today, right? And I got paid, and it just feels so good to get paid from just trading from your phone, from copy and pasting, right? Learning the skill set. And so I don't want to take too long, but I want to bring up the man, the myth, the legend, right? Someone that I call my brother, someone that is a mentor in this industry, someone that's helped thousands and thousands of people, right? And only millions to come. So everyone give a round of applause to Matthew Cruz. Let's get it.
Yo, yo, what's going on, guys? If y'all could hear me and see me, just drop some sevens in the chat. I just want to make sure that we're good. Awesome. Cool. First of all, I want to give credit back to where credit is due. Skylar is one of our top leaders, top traders out there in the Bay Area. And not only is he getting crazy, consistent results every single week, but he makes sure that the team is getting paid. So I appreciate you, bro, all the work that you put in every single day to make sure that not only you're having a lot of success, but everybody here is having a lot of success. And yeah, guys, over the next 20-ish minutes or so, we're going to talk about the basics of trading, the basics of investing, the basics of residual income, just to introduce myself so that we're not complete strangers really quick. Like Skylar said, my name is Matthew Cruz. I'm a business owner and investor based out of Seattle, Washington. I have about a decade of experience when it comes to entrepreneurship and 7 years in the different financial markets. And we've been able to grow an amazing community around the world to teach people these different online skills. And when I got started in this industry, I was a 22-year-old broke college student working as a valet, parking cars, making minimum wage. And I don't know if you can relate to this, but I was hating my job, hating my life, hating the money that I made. And I knew that I was made for more. Drop the word more in the chat box if you feel like, yo, I'm made to do something more than I'm currently doing today, because that was me at that point. And I came across this information that we're going to talk about tonight. And I'll just say this. I went from where I was to I just turned 30 this year. So I literally grew up in this industry. I've been able to create multiple sources of income, travel to 30 plus countries, teach thousands of people how to build an additional source of income. And who cares about me? The only reason why I say that about myself is because if it's possible for me, if you knew where I was when I first got started, you'd be like, yo, if this guy could do it, I could definitely do it too. So if y'all are ready, drop the word ready in the chat and we're going to dive in to the training. Let's do it. Okay, so check this out. This is the topics that we're going to actually cover today. We're going to talk about the different trading myths, different apps and resources that you might need to actually get started, how to copy and paste a trade, our AI scanners, how to actually set goals that are realistic, our proven trading system, the basics of investing, and residual income. So these are the topics that we're going to cover today. Now, the reason why we're going to talk about the top 5 trading myths is because I realized that everything that I was told about trading, the opposite was actually true. So when I say trading is insert the blank here, most people think that trading is risky, which is the stupidest thing that I've ever heard. And the reason why I say that is because the first thing that you learn is proper risk management. Professional traders only risk 1 to 3% of their overall account balance. So when you lose, you're going to lose very, very small and the risk is calculated. So that's the first thing. Number 2 is trading is difficult. Now, if you're trying to learn by yourself, then yes, it is very, very difficult. But I love the idea of copy trading. Copy trading allows beginners to copy expert traders and get the same results percentage wise. Now, in college and high school, if you copy somebody and they got an A and you didn't get caught, you would get what? An A. Now, in real life, if you copy, someone who has the results that you want when it comes to trading, an expert trader, you can get the exact same results percentage wise with zero experience. And so we're helping a lot of people that are beginners be able to do this and make a second source of income. Number 3 is, oh my gosh, you need a ton of time when it comes to trading. What I didn't know is that it only takes 30 seconds to copy and paste a trade. Imagine you have access to our trading app where we have our top 5 traders sending their trades and you get a notification sent straight to your phone on what to buy and what to sell and where to get in and where to get out. And it takes the same amount of time to send a text message, and you copy those numbers from one app to your trading platform, and then boom, you can get results. Now, number 4, you need a ton of money. You need a lot of capital to start trading. Trading actually happens in 3 phases. So phase 1 is you're going to start out with a demo trading account. This is practice money, fake money, but in the live market. So you can get that experience without risking your money. Now, once you're consistently profitable on a demo, then phase 2 is we're going to set you up with a live account, starting out small. I started my very first live account with $200. You could start out with a little bit more, a little bit less, just depends on what's not too much money for you. And then once you're consistently profitable with a little bit of money, then you can actually move to phase 3, which is scale, and you can add more if you wish to, because if you make 10% on a $200 account, that's not going to be the same as making 10% on a $2,000 account, even though it's the exact same button and the exact same skill. You just have a little bit more capital at that point. Now, number 5, the 5th thing that I hear from people is, oh my gosh, aren't the markets down right now? In fact, today, Bitcoin actually dropped a lot. I don't know if you guys saw that. What I love about day trading is that you can make money either direction. If the market's going up, then you can buy and make money. Just as easily, you could short the market and make money as the markets are dropping. A lot of people in our community actually made money off of the markets dropping earlier today. So that is the top 5 misconceptions and myths when it comes to trading. Now, here are some apps and resources that you might need. You could take a screenshot of this because we're going to go through this fairly quickly. Telegram is where we have our group chats where we're constantly communicating and helping each other out. GFU Connect, this is the app that I was telling you about where we have our top 5 traders sending their trades to you. MetaTrader 5 is our trading platform that we use. So when you actually hit buy and sell and execute the trades, that's what MetaTrader 5 is. You can download that. I'm going to help you set up a demo account here in a minute. To set up a live account, you need a broker. A broker is like your trading account. It's like imagine a bank account where you deposit and withdraw, but for trading. I personally use Next Trade Wave. If I personally invited you to this call, you can actually use this link right here. If I did not personally invite you to this call, whoever invited you, maybe they're using a different broker for a different reason. Ask them, whatever broker that they're using, but they all work pretty much in the same way. So here are some resources that you can actually use. Now, take a screenshot of this. It takes 30 seconds to set up a demo trading account, and you could start practice trading. You'll download the MetaTrader 5 app. You'll exit out of the original screen. You'll hit new account right here, settings right here. You'll go over and type in NTW, Next Trade Wave, or whatever broker it is. Hit demo account, and then boom, congratulations, you have a trading account. You can actually start trading. Now, everybody drop the word results in the chat box. For us, we're a results-based group. We're a transparent group. And for me, I realized that seeing is believing for a lot of people. And so I just very quickly grabbed a couple of screenshots from our team Telegram group chat that I was telling you about just in the last 24, 48 hours, just to show you some real people getting real results. This is Skylar. He had his $900 withdraw like he was talking about literally this week. He's constantly making, at least an extra $1,000 per week. Shout out to you, bro. Then we have, this is a screenshot from Jay Luck. He's out in California as well. He actually started trading with us a couple months ago. He actually made $200 just within the last day or two. And here we have Tevin. Tevin is in Vegas. And Tevin, if you're able to, bro, I see you just hopped on the call. Are you able to actually say something, bro? Are you free for a second? I actually helped Tevin fund his live account on October 8th with $50. He actually grew it from $50 to $250 in the last 24, 48 hours, which is not normal. That's very crazy growth. But everybody drop the word congrats to Tevin in the chat box because he's killing it. Tevin, are you able to talk about it real quick or no?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Let me highlight you. Give me 1 second. All right, you're good to go, bro. Go for it.
All right, man. Appreciate the love. Sorry for being late, man. I was knocked out. Graveyard is it's crazy. But yeah, so I actually got on, deposited $50 into the account. And I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see, but I was able to short the market a lot actually and turn $50 into 250 in a matter of maybe less than an hour. So basically, I just utilized the scanners that were actually on the platform, Trendwave, Kill Shot, and a little bit of Golden Era. And using those three while I'm playing with my son at home, not even having to stare at the screen, just utilizing the scanners, I was able to play with my son and make money at the same time. And so that makes me happy because what I really want in life is freedom. I want time freedom, location freedom, and I know that no job is going to ever be able to do that for me. So I love GFU. There's no place like this, and there's not a job that's going to be able to pay you like this. That was a 500% profit in a matter of less than an hour. So shout out to G Food, shout out to Cruiser, shout out to Skylar who brought me on. I really appreciate you guys, and this has really impacted my life. And I know it can do the same thing for yours. So please take advantage of this. I promise you won't regret it.
Let's go. Thank you so much, bro, for sharing your story. Super, super inspirational, man. And yeah, man. For me, guys, documentation beats conversation 8 days out of the week. And so this is, like I said, a couple screenshots. We can literally parade success story after success story after success story all day long. So yeah, with that being said, people will show you that they're making money on the line, but they won't tell you how they're actually doing it. And so the way that Tevin was copying trades and everyone else was copying trades, this is how simple it is to actually place a trade. So when you take a trade, guys, all you need is three numbers. It's three prices. The entry where you're getting in, your stop loss is your safety net in case the trade goes the wrong way, and then your take profit is your target area where you see the market actually going. If you have those three numbers, you can copy the same trade as someone who's an expert trader and get the same result percentage-wise. So here's an example of a trade that was sent a while ago from one of our expert traders. They'll tell you the asset that you're trading, if it's a buy or a sell, the entry price, the stop loss, and the target. You copy these three numbers to the MetaTrader 5 app from here to here, and that is it. So when we talk about results over the course of the next of this call, the rest of this call, literally that is how they did it. They copied the numbers from here to here, and that's all they did. Now, Tevin mentioned the power of AI when it comes to trading, and let me explain it like this. 80% of trading is technical analysis, which is a fancy word for patterns. There are certain patterns that happen over and over and over within the markets. And what if you had AI software that scanned the market for you to identify these patterns for you, to help you find entries and exits so that you can get in the right trades at the right time, and you can basically semi-automate the process when it comes to trading and become consistently profitable a lot sooner than later. So that's actually what we do here within our community. So when it comes to AI, what I love about it is that AI can process millions of data points per second, spotting things that you and I might miss. It removes the human emotion out of the markets and tells you exactly where to get in and exactly where to get out. And then it's very, very scalable. We can look at all the markets, all the assets, all the timeframes, all at once using artificial intelligence. Now, I always tell people follow the money. Follow the money means look at what successful people are doing, the big financial institutions are doing, and they might leave some clues for you. Goldman Sachs, which is Wall Street powerhouse, right? They actually use AI in the financial markets. JP Morgan Chase, the largest bank in the United States, uses AI to actually trade and invest. BlackRock, which helps manage over $10 trillion in assets. The world's largest asset manager uses AI in the markets. Ray Dalio, the founder of the world's largest hedge fund, does the same. Stanford did a study. They said, hey, in 2025, the study showed that AI outperformed 93% of humans, delivering 6 times more results. Drop a 777 in the chat if now, knowing what you know now, you might want to look into how AI can help you become consistently profitable. So one of my favorite scanners right now is called Sniper Pro. And don't let this chart intimidate you. I know you're probably like, what am I looking at? That's okay. I'm actually going to explain it. This is Sniper Pro, which is one of our most profitable, simple, accurate AI scanners. And just to explain what we're looking at here, right here, we're looking at the asset that you're trading. You could trade whatever asset, Forex, crypto, stocks, whatever you want. My favorite asset to trade is gold. We're on the 5-minute chart. So as you see these blue candles going up, that was the price of gold going up. As you see red candles going down, that's the price of gold going down in increments of 5 minutes of time. And it shows you the price point over here. This morning, the scanner said, hey, there's actually 6 confirmations, 6 patterns for you to actually short the market right here. And this was the entry, this red zone. This was your stop loss, and this was your target. And I took this trade from here, the entry to the target. Eventually it hit the target a few hours later. From that point, the market moved from here to here, and it closed me out automatically, so I didn't have to be staring at the chart. And all I had to do was just copy the entries and copy the exits. Now, from this point, the entry to the target, the market moved about 200 points. So it's a point system. Well, how much money would you have made? Check this out. 200 points on the smallest trade size possible, which is 10 cents per point, would be $20. Now, let's say that you had a little bit more capital and a little bit more experience. Maybe the average trade size is like $1 per point. You would have made $200 in a couple hours pressing buttons. Now, let's say you had more capital and more experience and you did $10 per point. There are people that do this within our community all the time. You would have made $2,000. It's pretty mind-blowing once you understand that the same skill to make $20 in a trade in a couple hours is the same to make $2,000. It's just a matter of capital and experience. But let's just take the smallest number. Let's just say you were taking 1 trade a day from our scanners and copy trading, and you were making an extra $20 a day. An extra $20 a day times 30 days, that's an extra, $600 per month. Would an extra $600 a month help you? And if the answer is no, then I'll send you guys my address or my bank account, and you could just Zelle me the $600 after you learn how to do this, all right? So let's talk about setting realistic goals. Now, the best piece of advice that I ever got when it comes to goal setting is this. You want to begin with the end in mind and then reverse engineer your goal. You start with the end in mind. Hey, I want to make X amount per month. And then you break it down into small pieces so you know what that next step in front of you is. So let's say that hypothetically, you want to, everybody would love to do this full time, but let's just talk about part time, making an extra $1,000 per month. Before we actually dive into the numbers in order to actually make that happen, let's just establish some ground rules. Let's assume that you're copying 1 trade a day from our scanners or our app where we have our top 5 traders setting their trades, or our live trading sessions. We have live trading sessions in the morning, in the evening. Because we have people around the world within our community, there's always something going on. Wherever you're copying the trades from, that's up to you. At least 1 trade a day. It's pretty simple since there's always something going on. Now, let's assume a 65% win ratio, because if you're using the scanners alone, and as long as you understand the basics of trading, you'll have about a 65% win ratio. Also, the worst month on our app with our top 5 traders was a 65% win ratio this year. So this is very reasonable. Let's say that your risk to reward is 1 to 2. For every $1 you're risking, you're shooting to make $2. And again, risk management, you're risking 3% per trade. So let's begin with the end in mind, $1,000 a month, and then reverse engineer that goal. If you want to make an extra $1,000 a month, copying at least 1 trade per day, you would need to risk about $33 per trade in order to make 67. That's that 1 to 2 risk to reward that we talked about. Now, if you had a 65% win ratio, at that point, that'd be 20 wins. You would make about $1,340. You would have about 10 losses. You would lose about $330. And at the end of the month, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. You're going to have roughly about $1,000 in terms of your profits. Now, this is something that a lot of people within our community are doing within 90 days, 6 months. If you're a little bit slower, then a little bit slower. Just depends on how much time that you're actually putting in. Now, you could take a screenshot of this, but this breaks down similar numbers for a full-time income, for a six-figure income. We're not going to go in depth with that right here, right now. Whoever invited you to this call will actually get you connected to one of the leaders within our group that's been doing this full time, and they'll actually help you set up a realistic goal for you specifically. But one of the most powerful questions that was asked to me, and I'm going to ask it to you on this call, is why are you doing this and who are you doing this for? Once you have a goal of, I want to make a couple $100s a month, a couple $1,000s a month, whatever that specific goal is, it has to be specific. The question is like, okay, well, what are you going to do with that money? Because at the end of the day, if it was that easy, everybody would do it. It's not easy, but it is simple. So you're going to have challenges, and you have to have a very strong reason why you're doing what you're doing. The common factor between every single person that I know that's doing this full time is they had a burning desire. They had a strong reason why, multiple strong reasons why they were doing what they're doing. It's easy to give up on yourself, but it's impossible to give up on your friends, your family, the people that you care about the most. And when you get to that point where you say, hey, I will find a way or make the way, there's no such thing as a guarantee to success, but if there was, that'd be the closest thing is to a guarantee to success would be a burning desire. So whoever invited you, you can let them know what your reason why is, and maybe they'll share the same with you, and that will help you as well. So I love this quote. There's no secret to success. There is a system to success. Most people fail when it comes to the financial markets because they're just gambling in the markets and they have no plan, no system. They have no idea what they're doing. For us, I call it our VIP trading system. It's like do this, 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 get the result every single time. So number one is we have a full-blown academy, pre-recorded videos breaking down the basics so you can look at a chart and know exactly what you're looking at. Number two is live trading sessions. You want to hop on our live trading sessions at least an hour a day. Now, I'm going to say something crazy to you, but well, it might sound crazy to you because you don't know anything about trading, but there are people, many, many people, that the only piece of advice that I gave them was hop on one live trading session per day. And I recommended them a couple educators to tune into. And from that one piece of advice alone, 6 months from now, a year from then, they were able to actually do this full time and never have to actually work again. So might be something that you might want to look into. Number three, copying trades from our scanner or our app. Like I said, at least one trade a day. And number four is our community. Guys, I've been to 30 plus countries teaching about this. I've met thousands of people around the world that I never would have met had I not gotten involved in this. The connections alone, the relationships alone that I've built have been worth me getting involved in this, let alone everything else. If you come in here and you follow the system, you go through the academy basics, hop on the live sessions, copy one trade a day, and plug into our community, the chats, the calls, the events, it is physically impossible for you to not hit your goal, whatever your goal is. So we just talked about day trading. This is just one thing that we teach here within our community. When I started reading books and listening to audios and studying successful people and how they think back in 2015, I didn't know that personal development was a thing until 2015. That's about 10 years ago now. Once you start learning, once you start growing, it's addicting and you'll never actually stop. But the reason why I mentioned that is because this one idea is the best idea that I've ever learned financially that I'm about to share with you right now. And it's this idea of the generational wealth triangle. So imagine we talked a lot about trading. You take the profits that you're making from copy trading and you start investing long term. And there's stocks. The stock market is doing on average 8 to 10% per year, which is amazing. But for us, we're huge advocates for crypto, specifically because, I mean, take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the best performing asset in the last decade. There's nothing that you and I could have invested in that would have produced a better ROI than crypto. And then taking the investment idea, the results that we're getting from trading and investing. And if you share those results, our company actually has an affiliate platform. They say, hey, if you're learning, you're growing, you're getting results, obviously people are going to ask you, how are you doing what you're doing? How are you making money online? You can actually refer them to the platform that helped you and create a whole nother source of income residually every single month and use that money to actually trade with as well. And then invest more and then create more residual income and then trade more and then invest more. And eventually you're making money while making money while making money. Now, this is the best idea that I've ever seen for your average person that doesn't have a lot of money, doesn't have a lot of time to begin to build wealth and build an additional source of income. And for the serious, become financially independent and be able to do this full time, like many people on this call have been able to actually do. So we talked about trading. I'm going to spend a minute or two and talk about investing and residual income, and then we'll be done. So we'll talk about Bitcoin since obviously it's the crypto that most people are familiar with. And one strategy that we teach is called dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging is investing a specific amount over a specific period of time. And it doesn't matter what the amount is or what the time is as long as it's consistent. So let me give you some hypothetical but real examples. So when I ask people, when did you first hear about crypto? Some people like me, I actually heard about it in 2016 and I was skeptical because the source of the person that told me was a sketchy person. And man, do I regret not actually starting sooner. And that's a whole story for another day. But your average person tells me around COVID time when I ask them, yeah, I heard about crypto, about Bitcoin a lot during COVID time around 2020. And so I use that as an example. Now, we're going to use the example of $25 per week. Let's say that you go on Coinbase or Kraken, whatever crypto app, you can literally set it to auto invest for you, $25 per week, $10 a week, whatever works best for you, $100 a week, and it'll literally be done for you. Now, if you did this over the last few years till today, these are based off of today's prices since 2020, you would have invested over the last few years about $7,000 total, just off $25 per week. Can we agree everybody could do $25 per week, right? Now, at that point, your investment, your Bitcoin today would be worth $35,000 just off of $25 per week. Stop going out and eating for one day out of the week, put that into Bitcoin. And that's just Bitcoin. We're not even talking about other projects that have taken off even more over the last year, 2 years, few years. Now, knowing what you know now, would you have invested more? The answer is, of course, right? So let's use 125. Let's add a 1 in there just to give another hypothetical. If you were doing 125 per week since 2020, total invested, you would have invested around 37750 over the last 5 years. Now today, your Bitcoin would be worth 177,000. You would have a 6-figure portfolio, almost multiple six. You're almost at that $200,000 mark off of $125 per week. Now, what if I told you that over the last 7 years that I've been investing into crypto, when I actually started heavily investing, it was a couple $1,000s a coin, Bitcoin, and we talked about it going to $100,000 a coin. Recently, Bitcoin hit an all-time high of 125,000 a coin or whatever it was. What if I told you over the next 5-10 years, it's going to be worth hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million per coin, and we're still early to the party? When people say, hey, I'm not sure if I could start investing, in my mind, you can't afford not to start investing. You're literally going to lose money if you don't learn these skills. Now, all right, guys, last but not least, let's talk about the residual income. And we have an amazing testimony from this week. We have Alexis. She's based out of Florida. And on Monday, she hit a level called Elite Executive. She's been doing this for a relatively short period of time, and she's created a residual income of $5,000 a month because she's been able to impact a lot of people and help them learn these skills. And I'm super excited for her, super happy for her. She's one of the most genuine people, hardworking people. If you get a chance to work with her, you're extremely blessed. And yeah, Alexis, I'll pass it to you so you could share your experience with being involved.
What's going on, everybody? This has been a very insightful call. Thank you so much, Matthew, for just breaking everything down the way that you have. If I was just now seeing this information for the first time again, I would be so excited to start. But anyways, like Matthew said, I'm Alexis. If you don't know me, I'm 26 years old, almost 27 now, and I actually joined GFU about 9 months ago. So 9 months ago, starting GFU at zero, now fast forward, this is the biggest level I've hit online in this industry, and it's definitely been life changing, and it's still just the beginning. So an extra $5,000 a month, all from just taking advantage and seeing the vision in this opportunity, seeing what is done for so many people. Which is why I decided to run with it. When I got started with this, I started my trading account with like $300. I doubled it in my first week, knowing absolutely zero. And from there, it was just go time. I was like, wow, this is changing people's lives. Like I'm excited to go share this with other people. I'm excited to go share this with the world. And just because of that, just because of seeing the value in the program, seeing what it was doing, not just for myself, but all of the other people in the community, I decided to start sharing it. And because of that, now obviously I was able to achieve a level building an online business through GFood through this opportunity of $5,000, extra a month, aside from trading profits. So yeah, guys, if you're not taking advantage of this side, if you're in GFU already, it's time to really run the play and do that, because the average millionaire has at least 7 streams of income, right? One stream of income is way too close to zero. So it's definitely important to do that. But I wanted to keep this short because I know we've had you guys on here for a long time. So appreciate you guys all being here. And I'm going to pass it back to Mr. Matthew Cruz.
Drop a 777 in the chat for Alexis. Again, congratulations on hitting that $5,000 residually level. That's huge. And I know that you're literally just getting started. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the call for today. If you got a ton of value at this point and you're wondering, hey, well, what do I actually do next? I would say book a strategy session. It's just a fancy word for a game plan call, to where someone who's been doing this full time, the person who invited you, will get you connected to someone that's doing this full time and go over a game plan based off of where you are and where you want to go when it comes to trading, investing, and residual income. All right, guys, I appreciate everybody. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys on one of our live calls or live events here in the near future. Bye for now, guys.